Out of all the caminos that I've walked and I've heard so far, there is one that stands apart, the Camino de Finisterre. It's without any doubt the most enigmatical and mystical caminos, maybe because of its Celtic and Druid tradition, or maybe it's because it naturally follows the sun dipping into the water in the end of the words. I don't know. Let's discover it today. This is the Camino Finisterre. I invite you to walk this path with me, discovering the beautiful outer and even more beautiful within with every step on the way. And this, the back side of the famous cathedral of Santiago de Compostela. From here, Camino de Finisterre is just about to start. Let's go. While most people were arriving in Santiago, I was leaving, crossing the same streets just in the opposite direction. It felt strange and yet right, because I knew something was waiting for me, not the cathedral, but the coastline. So I started from Plaza Obradoiro with the cathedral at my back and a steady river guiding me forward. Incredibly, 5 minutes away from the square I was already surrounded by green. It didn't feel like an extension of the Camino, it felt like a something new. And maybe that's what I needed, time to integrate, time to just be. You see, this route has always been special. Long before the cathedral was ever built, the people walked this trail to Finisterre, the end of the world. The Celts made pilgrimage here to Arasolis, the sun altar by the sea. It was mystical, mysterious. It wasn't about arriving, but about transforming. Clothes were burned, prayers were spoken, not as a tourism, but as a rebirth. And that's what I felt as I walked. This wasn't about chasing a destination, it was about letting go. My first stop, Ventosa. I stayed in the Casa de Boy, an albergue where everything moves slower but deeper. The kind of place where you lose track of time and find pieces of yourself instead. I sat in the garden, watched the clouds roll by, and realized that nobody here is in a rush. And neither am I. ¿Dónde estamos? ¿Dónde estamos?
Ventosa.
En
Ames Ventosa. Camino Finisterre Santiago. A Casa de Boy.
Ole! The way was marked, as always, yellow arrows and stone milestones. Even out there, where it feels forgotten, the path is clear. And sometimes that's all you need, a quiet sign that you're not lost. The climb came slowly.
Oh, mamma mia.
You could feel it. So when I felt the sun on my face, I pulled the hoodie up and I adopted the steady rhythm with no urgency. And then Ponte Messeira, the thresholds, a bridge that divides more than just land. It's where something shifts. The tourism version of the Camino fades and the real journey begins. I wasn't alone in feeling it. People paused, sad, breath. Not to post, just to feel. It was the crossing from expectation to experience. And after already 20 kilometers, I decided to stop in Negreira. Could I have gone further? Sure, but why? Why rush through something I waited for so long to find? There was no finish line here, only the invitation to listen. Until it wasn't. The next morning, I just passed silently their little stone that read 69 kilometers to Finisterre. Gentle sand on my cheeks and a stretch of silence. I paused. Could I walk it all the one day? Technically, yes. But again, technically, I could eat soup with a fork. You see, I thought it wasn't that kind of Camino. This was a Camino that asked for something else, presence, patience, and maybe a bit of surrender. So I kept walking, slowly. Letting the mist settle on my skin, letting the doubt swirl and pass like a cloud above me. And then suddenly it hit me. And not the rain, though it was still falling, but the strange way you feel when there is no one else around you to distract you. And in that open field I pull out my camera. Not for a vlog, not for views, but because I had to say it out loud. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I actually thought I'm gonna end up this video because there's nothing to show you around. Really. The main idea of this is to give you an idea how this is. And there's nothing around because for the last 4 hours of this. And then if the first moment you can say, oh, what the beautiful growing crops, or the beautiful harvest season, or the beautiful 4 hours. Sometimes when they say the less is better, first is worst, but before it gets better. So my mind is simply boiling and needing the variety, looking for the fun, making the plans, and because there's nothing around that is happening a part of this, which is all the same all the time. It wasn't just about the Camino anymore, it felt like a breakup. With my expectations, my image, my plans. This walk was stripping things away, layer by layer, like the fog lifting of the Galician hillside, leaving only what's real. And maybe that's where we will leave it. The question still hanging, would I finish? Would I film? Or would this walk give me something or take everything away? But here's what I can tell you. Sometimes the real transformation doesn't happen in arrival. It happens in unraveling. If you ever hit the moment when the silence got louder than your thoughts, then don't miss the next episode. Because this story doesn't end here. The next time, I hopefully reach the sea, and something ancient and unexpected begins to stir. Subscribe and join me as we follow the path to the place where the pilgrims used to burn their clothes, and maybe till today they still burn something within.